Do I look smarter? I mean, I got these at Walgreens for when I read. I wanted to change up my look a little bit for you guys so you knew that this was a different video. I'm doing my librarian look so that you guys can know just how librarian-like the moon in Aquarius is. If you are a lunar Aquarian, you are smart. Kind of like the Gemini moon or something. A lot of times moon and Aquarius people, they're a lot smarter than anybody gives them credit for. So they do stupid things like wear glasses out so people know that they're smart. Marilyn Monroe did that shit. It was like, I don't want to be seen as an airhead, even though that's my thing, that's what I do, that's what made me so successful. I need people to think I'm smart, so sometimes I'm going to wear these really big glasses. Whatever you got to do, guys. I'm not here to begrudge your moon in Aquarius whatsoever. Now, my book says that the moon in Aquarius is the best place for the moon to be in, or one of the best. I don't think so, because it's not exalted like the moon in Taurus, and that just makes my moon in Taurus jealous, so I'm not going to say that that's what's going on. But I will say that yes, it is a favorable place for the moon to be in. Basically, Aquarius is a humanitarian sign. It's a very broad thinking, it's a very future thinking sign. So if your mind, a very broad thinking mind, it sees a lot of what's going on. It's a very big picture. It's a very good position to be in if you are a leader in a company, maybe a CEO or a manager, to be able to see broadly, to your mind to think like that. When your sun sign is Aquarius, you can come off as very cold and detached because it's your sun. When it's your moon sign, your mind is very cold and detached. But you can kind of cover it up. You think like an Aquarian, but you're not necessarily an Aquarius unless you are. And so you can come up with these great ideas and you can probably implement them in a very good way depending on where your sun sign is. I'm not saying that if your moon and sun are in Aquarius you're a bad person. You're not at all. But people probably do treat you like you're cold and detached because that is the number one thing that happens to poor Aquarians. And they try to fight it and they try to deny it, but you can't. You are what I would like to call, for the most part, delightful. In conversation, you have so much to offer. You know a lot of things. You can become like excitable. You're an air sign. Your mind is an air, so it's a communicator. It's also fixed, so you're very stubborn, but you have the ability to see every picture, and you can very much compartmentalize every different picture because you are a logical, analytical thinker. Very masculine thinker. You don't really like gray. Everything should be like this or it should be like this, and you see it all this way. You can be someone who might play the devil's advocate sometimes, but it's all in good fun. That's how you like to have fun. You like to challenge other people with your ideas and their ideas and see what comes out of it. It's exciting for you. You're a very tolerant moon sign. You believe that everybody's opinion counts, and so you're not going to be the first person to go begrudge someone for their political beliefs. You might have your own, but you'll be like, you know what, to each his own. Let me listen to you. Why do you say that? Okay, I'm not going to change my mind, but you made me see yours. And they're good in that way. And so they're actually very nice to be around, and they can attract a lot of people to them. But when they get into relationships, it's like a completely different story because they are so detached. They are unable to give the love that people expect from them. They treat other people like their friends and less like their lovers. If an Aquarian moon sign finally gets married, which it normally takes them a long time, or maybe they go through a couple marriages, or even if they ever get married, but say they're in a long-standing relationship, that relationship definitely goes very quickly from romantic, which an Aquarian moon can spout off romance because he's probably read all the romantic books in the world, but it goes very quickly from that romantic beginning to just, you're my best friend and we're going to go through life together. And that is how they view love. It's none of this emotional whirlwind shit. It's, this is what we do. And so honestly, if you don't like that sort of thing, probably shouldn't get with one of them. A really interesting thing about about a lunar Aquarium is that you are not a person that is good with extremes. You are not extreme. You are so well balanced and organized. You are good and you like everything. You really are. You're not a librarian, you're a fucking library. You have everything in your mind. You love art, literature, music. You love science, philosophy, psychology, sociology. You like everything. You're interested in what lies ahead, the unknown, shit like that. That's exciting for you. You are right next to Pisces, and where Pisces can be kind of psychic, lunar Aquarians can actually be kind of clairvoyant, almost like see the future. And it's because their thinking is so broad and they can analytically put everything together. They are able to predict things. They know the past, they know the future, they know what's going on. You should be very proud to have your moon in Aquarius, except for the fact that you can't hold down a relationship. But if that's not a big deal for you, it doesn't matter. You are cold. Even with like your friendships and your family, you don't need to express your love in the way that so many people do. You feel like people should know your love based on your very detached reactions to them, which doesn't make a lot of sense. You can be mean to people. You can just be tactless. You can just sometimes just fire off things, and you don't realize how they're going to affect somebody, because in your mind that wouldn't have hurt you. It wouldn't made you feel weird, so why would it make somebody else feel weird? And that's actually with moon signs and why I like astrology. You learn so much about yourself and why you are so effing different than the rest of the population. You are not the only person like you. You are not the end-all be-all of a person. You are completely different from everybody else. And so when your moon is in Aquarius, you do have to understand that not everybody is going to agree with you on everything. And that sometimes, yes, you might be really good at understanding someone else's opinion, but maybe sometimes you need to change your opinion. You do not know everything. Yes, you know a lot about everything, but that does not mean you are the genius in a specific. And some people will know more in certain things, because where you might have a broad knowledge of things, other people have specific knowledge on things. And someone with specific knowledge on things is bound to know more about that than you are. And so your opinions being fixed does nobody any good. Sometimes it might do you some good. Sometimes it's good to believe in what you have to say and not be a freaking wishy-washy, flaky person like you might view other people to be. You're always wanting to do things and change things and make things more interesting and original, and you want to be original and you want to be different. But you don't always have to play the devil's advocate. I know it's like hard, especially it's hard for a woman to be so detached and aloof. Aquarian moons are very loyal to the people they're with, but they don't know how to express it in the way that people understand. And so as a woman with their moon in Aquarius, you can come across as very cold, and people won't like that because they're not expecting that from you. But also because you're a woman and probably the way you were raised, you do have the ability to bring more emotion into it and to fake it a little bit, where a man just is like, no, this is the way I am. I'm analytical and you're going to have to take it. Sometimes you need to fake it till you make it. I'm just saying, you are intelligent and you are an individual. You are unique and you are you, and you already know that. Use that knowledge to help everybody else understand them too, and to understand their own uniqueness, because you're not the only one who's special.